Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're going global today, folks, diving into the world of human-computer interaction, HCI, abroad.
That's right.
Whether you're seriously considering studying HCI abroad or just curious about this awesome field,
Absolutely.
get ready for some serious aha moments because we're going deep into articles and guides and real-life success stories all about HCI.
That's right.
It's going to be great.
We're going to give you the inside scoop on what it takes to really master HCI on a global scale.
Exactly. But before we jump into all that, let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is HCI? Think about those times when technology just clicks, it's easy to use, fun even, maybe even sparks a little joy.
Right.
That's the magic of HCI.
Yeah.
It's that perfect blend of psychology, computer science, and design that makes interacting with computers feel smooth and effortless.
Right.
And our guide defines it as the study of how people interact with computers and designing technologies that let people interact with computers in a way that's, well, easy. Exactly. And here's the thing. Experts in this field, they're in super high demand all over the world.
Huge demand. That's right.
So why should you pack your bags and study HCI abroad? What are the big perks?
Well, you get a chance to learn from the best of the best, world-renowned universities that are leading the way in HCI research and innovation.
Okay, that makes sense. But wouldn't studying at a top university in my own country be just as good?
Well,
Like, what's so special about going abroad?
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about studying abroad. It really throws you into a whole new world of perspectives. You're surrounded by classmates and professors from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds, each bringing their own experiences to HCI.
Right.
This global network, those connections you make, it's invaluable. It opens doors you never even knew existed, possibilities you wouldn't have at home.
So it's not just about the books. It's about, like, broadening your horizons, building relationships that could shape your entire career.
Exactly. And don't forget the tech.
Oh, right. The tech.
You'll have your hands on cutting-edge technology.
Ew.
Think AI, VR, the latest in UX. Design all the tools and trends that are shaping how we interact with computers in the future.
Wow. Okay, now I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. Why studying HCI abroad is such a big deal.
Absolutely.
So now the big question,
Yeah.
where do I even begin?
Well, when it comes to HCI, a few countries really stand out as leaders.
Yeah.
The US, the UK, Germany, Canada, and Australia.
Okay, hit me with your top picks. What makes each of these countries so special for HCI?
All right. Let's start with the US. It's like the heart of the tech world, home to some of the most famous universities out there,
Right.
like MIT, Stanford, and Carnegie Mellon.
Wow, yeah.
They're not just known for their academics. They've got these super strong ties with industry giants like Google, Apple, Microsoft.
So you're not just learning from the best, you could be interning alongside them.
Exactly. Imagine that. Now, if research is your thing, the UK might be your perfect match. Universities like UCL and the University of Cambridge are pushing the boundaries of HCI.
Like, what kind of stuff are they working on?
Oh, they're exploring all sorts of things, from those multimodal interfaces to even human-robot interaction.
Whoa, human-robot interaction, that sounds so futuristic.
It is cutting edge.
Yeah.
And London. Don't forget London. It's like a magnet for UX and HCI jobs.
I've always wanted to go to London.
It's a great city.
It sounds like it's the place to be for HCI.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Now, if you want a more, let's say, budget-friendly option, but with a huge emphasis on those practical skills and industry connections,
Okay.
Germany could be a really great fit for you.
Germany. For tech. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Germany's a powerhouse in engineering and technology. You might be surprised.
Okay.
Universities like TU Berlin and RWTH Aachen, they're super well known for their HCI programs, and they have these amazing partnerships with companies like Siemens and SAP, huge companies.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the appeal now.
Yeah.
What about Canada? They're doing some amazing work in AI and UX, right?
You are absolutely right. Canada is becoming a real leader in AI and UX research universities like UBC, the University of Toronto. They attract so much talent, and they're making big discoveries.
And it's beautiful there.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Mountains, lakes, the cities.
Yeah, I could see myself coding by day and hiking in the Rockies on weekends.
That's the life. And don't forget Australia.
Australia. Okay, yes, of course.
Beautiful beaches, amazing tech scene, laid-back culture.
Yeah.
It's a big draw for international students.
Yeah, Australia is definitely on my list.
Good.
But with so many incredible options, how do I narrow it down? It's overwhelming.
That's where it gets fun. We got to look at your passions,
Okay.
your career goals, your learning style, what makes you tick.
So it's not just about picking the most famous university or the coolest city. It's about finding the right fit, right?
Exactly. It's all about the right fit. Like, let's say you're fascinated by where AI and HCI meet, and you want to be at the cutting edge of research in that area.
Mm,
Well, the University of Toronto, with its big focus on AI and human-centered computing, might be a perfect fit for you.
makes sense.
Or maybe you're more into design, creating beautiful, easy-to-use interfaces for apps and websites.
Yeah, that's more my style.
Well, Carnegie Mellon, with its renowned HCI Institute, could be right up your alley.
Cool. I'm starting to see how to look beyond the rankings and think about my own passions and goals.
Exactly. And there are also smaller universities that specialize in specific areas of HCI. Like, let's say you're super passionate about sustainability and green design.
Oh, yeah.
TU Delft in the Netherlands, they could be a fantastic choice for you.
Sustainable HCI, that's so cool. I hadn't even thought of that.
There are so many paths in this field.
So many paths. Okay, so we've got this whirlwind tour of amazing HCI destinations around the world.
We have.
Now, the big question, how do I actually apply?
Yeah, that's the next step.
It feels kind of overwhelming, all those forms and deadlines.
Don't worry, we've got you covered. We're going to break down that application process and share some insider tips to help you navigate it all with confidence.
All right, let's do it. What are the key things I need to know?
Welcome back to the deep dive. Before the break, we were chatting about those amazing benefits of studying HCI abroad. And, it really goes beyond just beefing up your resume.
Oh, you've got me curious. What do you mean by more than a resume boost?
Well, think about it. Tech is everywhere, right? It connects people across the globe. But what works for users in one culture might not work in another.
That's true. I run into that before. Trying to use a translation app while traveling, and some of the phrases it spit out were just totally off.
Exactly. Studying HCI abroad gives you that firsthand experience with all those cultural differences, so you can learn to design tech that really clicks with people from all different backgrounds.
So it's not just about learning the technical stuff, it's about developing like a global mindset.
You got it. And that global mindset, that's like gold these days. Companies are really looking for designers and developers who get it, who can create products that appeal to a global audience.
So by studying abroad, I'm not just gaining knowledge, but also making myself stand out in the job market. Kind of like a secret weapon.
Exactly. And here's where things get really interesting. We're on the brink of some huge breakthroughs in AI, VR, AR. It's mind-blowing. But we need to make sure all this tech is being used ethically, responsibly.
Right. I've read a few articles about AI bias, and it's a little scary. It makes you realize that technology can have some unintended consequences.
For sure. And that's where HCI experts who have that global perspective are so important. They're the ones who can make sure all this powerful tech is designed to really enhance human life, not create more problems.
So it's about shaping the future of tech in a way that works for everyone, not just a few. That's a pretty powerful thought.
Absolutely. And it's a big responsibility.
It is. Are there any real-world examples that show this impact you're talking about?
Oh, tons. We talked about the Indian HCI 2021 conference earlier, remember? It brought together all these experts from around the world to discuss all the latest stuff. And Ben Schneiderman, the HCI legend, he gave this keynote speech about human-centered AI.
Human-centered AI. That sounds like what we were just talking about.
Exactly. He was saying that AI systems need to be reliable, safe, trustworthy, all about putting users first and working towards the greater good.
So it's not just about building cool technology. It's about thinking about the ethics and making sure AI is actually solving real-world problems.
Exactly. And another great example is the research of Helen Petrie, a researcher at the University of York. She focuses on accessibility, making tech usable for everyone, no matter their abilities.
Accessibility is so important. We should be designing tech that includes everyone, not excludes people.
Couldn't agree more. She's developed some amazing tools and interfaces to help people with visual impairments, cognitive disabilities, and even just age-related limitations. Imagine the impact that has on their lives.
Wow, it's incredible to see how HCI can actually help create a more inclusive world. It's definitely making me think about the possibilities of technology in a whole new way.
I love that. And these are just a couple examples. There's so much amazing HCI research and innovation happening all over the globe.
I'm convinced studying HCI abroad is more than just a personal journey. It's a chance to be a part of something much bigger. But now I'm thinking about the practical side of things. You mentioned scholarships earlier.
Of course, studying abroad can be pricey, but thankfully there are tons of scholarships out there, specifically for international students in HCI.
That's awesome. Scholarships could be the key to making all of this happen.
They can. The most important thing, start early. Don't wait until the last minute. A lot of deadlines are months before the program starts, so get researching and make a list of potential scholarships as soon as you can.
Okay, got it. Procrastination is not my friend.
Nope, not at all. Another tip is to look beyond the big-name scholarships. There are usually smaller, niche scholarships offered by specific universities, organizations, or even companies.
So cast a wide net, basically.
Exactly. And don't be shy. Reach out to the people who give out the scholarships or even the university financial aid offices. They can often give you some helpful tips for your application.
Great advice. I'm feeling a lot less overwhelmed and more like I can actually handle this whole scholarship thing. But let's be real, scholarships are competitive. What if I don't get one?
First off, don't give up. There's so many other ways to get funding, like student loans, grants. You could even try crowdfunding.
Oh, right.
You could think about part-time work, internships, anything to help cover those costs.
Okay, so it's about being resourceful, exploring all the options, and maybe having a backup plan in case things don't go as planned.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, studying abroad is an investment in your future. The skills and experience you gain will be worth it in the long run, both for you personally and professionally.
You're right, it's an investment worth making. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the whole application process.
Ah, yes, that's a big part of the journey.
It can seem pretty daunting, all those forms and requirements and deadlines.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be. We're here to help.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are the key things I need to know to make sure I can tackle those applications with confidence? Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been all over the world today exploring what it takes to study HCI abroad, from choosing the right program, figuring out applications, to even snagging those scholarships.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. So before we wrap up, let's try to boil it all down, give our listeners those key takeaways, like a cheat sheet for their own HCI adventure abroad.
I like that, a cheat sheet.
So what are the big things our listeners should really remember about studying HCI abroad?
Well, first off, HCI is booming. It's constantly growing. And there's so much potential. It's not just about making things look pretty. It's about really shaping the future of how we interact with technology. And that future is global.
Exactly. And by studying HCI abroad, you're not just learning the technical stuff, you're getting that global mindset, that ability to understand and design for so many different people and cultures.
And that's huge in today's world. Companies really want graduates who can bridge those cultural gaps and create technology that works for everyone, no matter where they are.
It's a win-win. You're following your passion, you can make a real impact, and you're setting yourself up for a great career. But I gotta be honest, the whole idea of studying abroad, it can be a bit intimidating.
Oh, for sure.
What advice would you give to someone who's feeling a little overwhelmed by all of it?
I think the most important thing is to just start exploring. Don't let fear or uncertainty stop you. Start researching those programs. Reach out to some universities. Connect with people who are already working in HCI.
Just take that first step, even if it's just browsing some websites or attending a virtual open house.
Exactly. And as you're looking around, remember to really think about what you're passionate about, what your goals are, what kind of environment helps you learn best.
It's all about finding that right fit, not just chasing the big name schools or the most popular places.
Absolutely. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Studying abroad is a real adventure, a chance to get out of your comfort zone, experience a new culture, and see the world.
Well said. I'm feeling super inspired and ready to take on this challenge. But before we say goodbye, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about, something to get their imaginations going. If you could design the future of tech to be more human-centered, where would your HCI journey take you?
Wow, that's a big question and a great one. It really gets to the core of HCI, using our creativity and our skills to make a better future. Imagine technology that really works with our lives, helps us do more, be more.
Technology that anyone can use, no matter their age, ability, or background, where AI is used ethically to solve real-world problems.
Technology that brings people together, helps us understand each other.
That's the future we can create with HCI.
And it all starts with each of us taking that first step.
The future of tech is out there waiting for you.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive today, exploring this amazing world of studying HCI abroad. We hope you're leaving feeling excited, ready for your own global tech adventure.
And remember, the world of HCI never stops changing, so keep exploring, keep asking those questions, keep pushing the limits. We'll see you next time.